things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You want me every Thursday, I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday and welcome to the Lady Nakia Wright Show. I am so excited to be before you. Thursdays have become my favorite day of the week with the exception of Sundays. I am grateful to have this opportunity to be before you. If you're joining me via the WLVS family, thank you so very much and welcome. If you're joining me via our social media platforms, thank you so very much. And again, I welcome you to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, A Life Reimagined. Tonight, I am on fire about our show this evening. As you know, each week I try to bring consistent segments to you. And this evening, we're going to be discussing the heart of a parent. Many of us have felt like we can run a country. We can move mountains. We can change the trajectory of our communities in which we live and work. But oftentimes when it comes to parenting, we have more questions than answers. And tonight, I said this in my social media post. If you follow me on social media at Lady Nakia Wright, I'm going to be talking to myself and letting you listen. I first want to give honor to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I don't know where I would be. I am one grateful heart. And to my hubby who is at home looking, hey, baby, I hope I make you proud tonight. You're like my man child said this. He said that Bishop is his kryptonite. He is a golf player. And he says that if he can beat Bishop at playing golf and or manage his nerves while he's playing him, he said he can play in any tournament and win. So, baby, I think I'm channeling my inner Samaje tonight. If you've been joining us, we're going into our third month of the Lady Nakia Wright Show. Our following is growing. I haven't quit on y'all yet because 8 o'clock's on Thursdays. I didn't think I would be able to last this long, but I'm so very grateful. I always begin my shows with telling you that each and every one of us have an opinion, and we may not always agree. So my hope and my desire is that our differences will bring us closer together. If you have a segment, if you have a show idea that you would like to potentially bring on the forefront, inbox me. I'm open. I like to welcome everyone to the platform that I can. It's not just a me moment, it's a us moment, and I love to bring you in on the journey. With that being said, we're going to take a very quick minute break. And when we return, we're going to have our Life Reimagined segment. And our guest tonight is Pamela Brooks. That's my girl. Y'all know she's one of my favorites. She has a great movement going on, a No Chase Amir. I'm going to have her tell her story, and you'll see why I chose her to be on our Life Reimagined segment. I thank you so very much. 60 seconds, and we'll be right back. Yes. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Start your music.
Yes. Welcome back. Welcome to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. So I'm so grateful to have you join us. If you haven't done so already, share this with your friends, your social media following, text your girls and tell them the Lady Nakia Wright Show is on. Let's have a watch party. Everyone needs to be tuned in tonight. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock. Stop what you're doing and join us. Yeah, Pam, when I say something good, you have to hit this bell right here.
Okay, I got you.
Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, stop what you're doing and join us. Yes, she a quick learner. Yes. It gives me great honor. It gives me tremendous joy to introduce to some and present to others this heart, this giant by the name of Pamela Brooks.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so grateful that you said yes. This is actually my second time doing the Life Reimagined segment. I started the segment with me in mind. I think you've heard me say this before. I'm living a life that I could not have even dreamed. And it has caused me to have to imagine life all over again. I say this, like my husband said this, and I've given him enough credit that is now my wording. Life is the thing that happens in between your plans. Right. And when I think about a life reimagined, you have done something powerful with the pains that life has brought you. Share a little bit about your life and who you are and what you've gone through and what you got going on, Pam.
Well, my name is Pamela Brooks, a mother of 3 amazing children. One I lost in 2014, and that was my son Amir. And my oldest child, my son is Tion, my daughter is Patria, my middle child. But my youngest son was lost in August of 2014 at the hand of law enforcement. My son was illegally chased on a dirt bike by an off-duty Prince George's County police officer. He's lived 2 days. He succumbed to his injuries 2 days after the accident. No, nothing was done to this police officer. He's still working on the Prince George's County Police Department, and he's living life. And my life has changed because of this man. My son is gone. My son's not here anymore, so guess what? I have to be his voice, so I'm out here doing what I have to do to keep his name out here.
Amen. She is one of the greatest voices that I've heard, that I've seen, who is learning how to get the power out of her pain. She's been all over the United States. She's a part of, can I say the organization? Yes. Coalition for Mothers.
The Coalition of Concerned Mothers.
Coalition of Concerned Mothers. And they go around. She's partnered with mothers such as...
Sabrina Fulton, Trayvon Martin's mom. I've been with Eric Garner's mom, Miss Gwen Carr. It's numerous. I've met so many amazing women, and it's sad that I had to meet them like this, but we're family now.
Yes, and she has gone over and beyond. She's done the unimaginable to keep her man-child's name alive, his legacy in the earth, and I commend her. If you're not doing so, please follow her on social media. She deposits daily words in the earth every day. Her heart is recharged by her consistency and her will not to quit. It gives me honor to sit next to her. I tell her a lot of times, like, you like the strongest person I know. I mean, you have, and listen, we're going to make an announcement tonight that I don't even think the world knows yet.
Some people know, but not many.
Okay, yes. Well, listen, I feel honored. She has not only, she's allowed her tears to bring her to places that she can now nurture others who are crying the very same tears that she's cried. And she's invested into this by doing what? What did you do, Lady Pam?
I'm now a certified grief coach.
Yes! Listen, this is what I love. I don't want you to come together and we cry together and we connect by our pain. I want us to come together to get the power out of our pain, find out how we can build the legacy, how we can grow, and how we can help others.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I am so excited about this. Listen, what you gonna do?
I'm here to help.
Yes.
And help myself in the process.
Amen.
You know, and I'm trying to get my son and my daughter also to take the class so it can be a family thing.
Oh, hashtag it's a family affair. Come on now. You might as well go all the way and be Dr. Tion Penn. Tion Penn is in the building, guys. Come on. You ain't never done nothing halfway, Tion. You might as well go all the way.
Yep.
You still young. You got some life in you. You could do it, sir. That is a great idea. I love that.
And I expressed that to my teacher during at the end of the class when the class was about to end, because I had an amazing teacher, Dora Carpenter. She's here in the DMV, but her classes are like perfect. You know, they help me more than, you know, I was like, wow, I didn't know this. I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? And I see things like my children are going through that she said it's normal, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just like I never thought I'd be doing this. I never thought I would be doing this. I've reached out and I was just Googling one day. I said, let me take this course. And I just signed up and I'm so glad I did.
Thank you. If there's a mother out there, Pam has made herself available to the hearts that are grieving. If there's a mother out there who tragically have lost their child, it doesn't necessarily have to be from a gunshot wound. I mean, children, unfortunately, die every day. And Pam has been there for so many mothers, and I commend you for it. It is her and I actually met. She was a speaker at my very first A Woman's Voice Matters conference. And when we first met, I actually found her story by watching Fox 5. And when we first met, she couldn't even get through her story due to her tears and her pain. And to see the strength that she possessed today, let me tell you something. For those of you who have heavy hearts and you feel like today is so long that you don't know what tomorrow looks like, let Pamela Brooks' story be your motivation and your will to live. Because I tell you, she has done tremendous things. So tonight, on behalf of the Lady Nakia Wright Show, I would like to present to you the Life Reimagined certificate.
Thank you.
We behind the scenes today, we have Hattie and Sharmi, and they'll hand it to me momentarily, the certificate momentarily. But this is just to let you know that we see you. That as often as we can, we want to let you know that your story matters, that you are an encouragement to us all. While we may not ever experience what you are experiencing, what we can do is join you on the journey and be the push that you need on the days where you don't think that you're going to make it.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we'll give you your certificate during the break.
Okay.
But thank you so very much for joining me
Thank
on
you
the
for
Life
having me.
Reimagined platform. Your story is just beginning. You've seen the places that it's taken you, and I think you just scratched the surface of where you're going to go.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
honored to love you.
Love you more.
Yes. And as a result, we're going to dinner after the show tonight.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much, Lady Brooks. Oh, come on, let me this is the certificate. Rewind. On the behalf of the Lady Nakia Wright Show, I am presenting you with your Life Reimagined certificate.
Thank you.
Go and be great, lady. And
Thank
don't
you.
ever let his legacy die in the earth.
And it will not. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'll be 90 years old out here hollering no chase.
Come on now. This is it. Give us 60 seconds. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back with my co-host for the evening, Sanquetta Williams. Yes. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright Show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
chill music.
You want me every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. Happy Thursday. Y'all know I'm channeling my inner church lady every Thursday with this tambourine. Now, I can only use it on the show because at church, I can't dance, clap, and do this and stay on beat. So I found a way to utilize it so I don't feel like I wasted my $25. So now if you out there and you want to give me some tambourine lessons, I'm open, but you just got to teach me how to multitask in the moment. Thank you for joining us. It has been, if you missed it, we just had our Life Reimagined segment with Pamela Brooks. Make sure after the show will be posted on our website at www.awomansvoicematters.net. Please make sure that you go back and listen to the Reimagined segment. It was very, very good. That's probably going to be one of my heart highlights of the show. So I'm excited about it. Woo! Next to me, I have someone that I worship with. And if you follow her on social media, what's your social media handle?
Forever, always evolving.
Forever, always evolving. There's no dull moments in the timeline of forever evolving always.
That's what it is.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Forever, evolving, always.
Yeah. There are no dull moments. She is a bright light in worship. She is full of laughter. She's full of life. And it gives me great joy to sit next to her to talk about a subject matter that's very close to both of our hearts.
Yes.
As parents, we are not perfect. Oftentimes, we make emotional choices that if life gave us do-overs, we would do it all over again, a second time, a different way. We just oftentimes depend on our prayer life and say, God, if I opened any doors that caused some type of ill emotion or redirection that does not bring my child good, that you close it in the name of Jesus. Yeah. Because through our imperfections, we may damage our kids unintentionally. So tonight we are just here to share the sentiments of our heart. While parenting is one of the greatest titles that a person can have, it's the most important because you are responsible for molding and shaping and changing and creating a life.
Yes.
And when life looks, and this is what I said tonight, we would address all three segments. Those that feel like I may not have made all of the right choices. Those who feel like I was a successful parent. I may have failed at a lot of things, but parenting, I did not. And those who are teetering in the middle. I'm one of those that's in the middle parent.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I have two kids. I have a 16-year-old, a 22-year-old, and I am a grandmother of a 20-month-year-old who absolutely runs my life, runs our life, and tells us what to do at all times of the day and night. Please introduce yourself to the Lady Nakia Wright Show audience. Tell us who you are. Tell us how many kids you got. Share with us a little something.
Okay, my name is Sanquetta Williams, and I am a mother who birthed 3 children, but I have many children. So it's like I'm the old lady in the shoe with so many kids, I didn't know what to do. That was one of my favorite nursery rhymes, too. And I just happened to be her. I have 4 children through marriage. And then a host of other neighborhood kids who call me Mom and so much other stuff. They call me Mom, Miss Quetta. So I'm a mother to a whole bunch of people.
Yes. Now, what is the most rewarding part of parenting, would you say?
The most rewarding part is when you think they're not listening, and then they repeat back to you what you've said, that's like something you say all the time. It makes my heart pump Kool-Aid, right?
Yes.
Because I find this often with my middle child. I'm always talking, talking, talking. I feel like just always saying the same things. And he comes to me almost all the time and just repeats back to me what I already said. And I'm just like, oh, so he really is listening.
You're listening.
You're
Yes.
listening. So, if you think they're not listening, they're listening, and I think that that's very important for parents to know, because sometimes we just feel like our kids don't, they're not paying us any attention or whatever, but we are their first teachers, and they do hear us, whether you think they do or not.
Yes. I think one of the most rewarding parts of parenting to me is the return of the love that I give. I believe that environments are important for the stability and the well-being of a child's mindset. And when you create an environment of love and it's reciprocated back to you, I feel like that's a God I thank you moment in my world. Like it is the greatest thing for my man child or my daughter to come and just simply give me a hug. Like, you feel it's such a small gesture, but for the heart of a parent, it's so great.
Yeah.
It is. And listen, what I've learned in parenting that perfection does not exist. We make we make decisions based off of what the wisdom that we know. And we don't know it all, although when we fussing at our kids, you be like, oh, I know. You be like, I could have done that a little bit better.
Absolutely. So just penny back off of that, I became a mother when I was 18. So I was fresh out of high school. It was like the summer I graduated. I was pregnant at 17. I had my first child at 18. So, of course, I'm still a baby myself. And I think that when I look back over my life as a parent, I've done some things that I probably wouldn't really want to speak of, but that's my testimony. That's a part of who I am. And I've done things in front of my kids that I'm not proud of.
We all have.
I've said things, but to see them now, I feel like the foundation that I did lay down about, God first, having that foundation, I was like, I did a pretty good job in spite of, all the mistakes I know I made. So
For me, if I talk about some of the mistakes that I made, I would honestly say that during the vital years of Kayla and Samaje's life, I was a workaholic. And oftentimes, I compensated my workaholic with material items. And when I realized that portion that I did that, I smothered my kids in love. And I believe now I am reaping the results of smothering them. Like I gave them, it's like I gave them years of 5 years of love and 2 years of love, and I almost stunted their growth in a lot of areas. Like my daughter is 22 years old, but when she graduated from high school, I was like, I smothered her. I did not prepare her to be away from me. So therefore, she did a community college as opposed to going away from college, because had I let her go at that time and I had not properly prepared her for life, I think I would have destroyed her.
And I did the opposite. So I too was a workaholic because I had to work. It was just me and the 3 kids, all by ourselves. But I feel like I rushed my kids to grow up fast. And it was only because it was always just us. I had my mom, I had my sister, but I raised my kids, So when my oldest was in the 3rd grade, he was taking Zoe and Elijah to school by himself. And I'm already gone from the house at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I feel like I could have been more present with them then. And now that they're all kind of like, in their own lanes, and Sam's not home anymore, and Elijah's almost out the door, and Zoe's graduating next year, it's like, okay, dag. Where did I go wrong? But I feel like in spite of that, it all worked out.
Amen.
It worked out.
Because we have some pretty amazing kids.
Yeah, we do.
Look, a prayer life helps. I'll be the first one to tell you. And listen, for those of you who are tuning in, I'll say this to you. Everyone has a story. The only story that you do have is yours. just share it. This is us sharing our story. You never know whose life you'll affect by simply sharing your story. As you can hear, we pretty much led totally different lives. However, in sharing our story, we may give strength to somebody who's going through the exact same thing. Listen, don't make the same mistakes that I did. You cannot catch up time in just in a few months.
No.
Too much of anything can destroy something. So I'll say this, the most important advice that I can give in parenting is balance, and consistency is key. Balance is necessary to create greatness. Consistency is needed to produce greatness. Those things are very vital to parenting. And again, I said this earlier, there's no perfection to parenting. There's not a handbook that can tell you what to do, what not to do. Everybody's child is different. But I'll tell you what the Lord told me at a time where I thought that I had always prayed this prayer. I said, God, lift the curses off of my children that I may have put on them as a result of my choices growing up. And when my child became pregnant with her daughter, while Malia is one of the greatest blessings that we have ever had, I went to God during that time and I said, God, I thought the curse was broken. Why does it feel as if my daughter is repeating the mistakes that I made? And clearly he said to me, the promise is still intact. Every word that was spoken over her life is going to come to pass no matter what it looks like.
Yes, absolutely. I'm speechless.
Yes, the promise is still intact. Listen,
Yeah.
you speak greatness over your children every single day. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You speak greatness into their life. As a matter of fact, don't feel like a sticky note and writing it down on a piece of paper, putting on the mirror in their room so they can read what they're going to become. Words are power. You have the power to speak greatness in your your life. Don't let one day go by and you don't do it. If you haven't done it up to this day, start all over tomorrow. Let tomorrow be a day that every day, daily, you speak power and life into your child. They need it.
Yes, they do. I would say that Elijah, my middle boy, is. I told him one year on my birthday. We have this thing for birthdays when we go around and we impart some affirmations. And this year for my birthday, I decided I wanted to gift my guests. So, and I gave him the award of. He was the one child that caused me to have a prayer life, because that was the one who was just everything under the sun that you can think of. And I just was struggling with him so bad because of some of the choices that he was making. But I'm grateful for him because of him, I know God in a different way.
Amen.
You know, I can just like, it's like I see the prayers that I pray for him actually coming, you know, to life now.
Yes.
So it's like, although I don't see him making the whole 360, he's at that 180. And I in my phone I have him saved as the prophet.
Yeah. Come
Or
on now.
And so sometimes, it's like he and I have this connection. Like we'll talk real deep spiritual stuff, and everybody else be looking at us like we all crazy, And it's like, Elijah, man, you right here. So if you're watching, Elijah, we right here.
I love it. Let me tell you something. I am with you with my daughter. Let me tell you something. She makes me know God in a way I never knew he existed before. Not only do I now know his greatness, I understand his keeping power because she's still breathing. Let me tell you something. There was some days where her choices made me want to take her off of this planet. Look, it's a natural emotion. You feel that way. Don't do it, though. But it's a natural emotion. Anger and parenting is going to happen. It's inevitable. Let me tell you something. But managing your anger and turning your anger into learning lessons help you better parent.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. And in this generation, our kids are faced with things we never imagined being faced with. I mean, as my daughter say, this generation you don't understand. Baby, I do understand. Let me tell you something. As the Bible said, there's nothing new underneath the sun. Y'all may think y'all just a little bit more crafty and creative in how you do it, but I've been there and done that. And I'm trying to teach them that wisdom is a better experience than wisdom is a better teacher than experience, because everybody doesn't come back from their experiences. Your heart doesn't always recover. When you talk to some adults, most adults that are bitter and broken said that they were bitter and broken at a young age and never recovered.
Yes.
Recovery is not always guaranteed. And if you're listening and you are a millennial, you are a young child, take it from me. Get behind somebody who's experienced life. Don't get behind nobody that's real holy and deep and won't tell you the truth.
Okay.
There's no saving grace in that. Get behind somebody who has experienced a flawed life and lived to tell their story. They will give you the way out. I promise real hard. Now, there's always a process. You do have to walk out the consequences of your choices. But when you find somebody that's living proof that there's life after your choices, they will save your life. I promise real hard. Yes, come on, ring
There's
that
life
bell.
after your choices.
Yes, it is.
That's
I promise
good.
you. I'm living proof. I didn't live a squeaky clean life. I made some choices. I have some names attached to my legacy that probably they would probably hold me to their detriment. And listen, I did that, but God saw fit in me to forgive me, to give me a life that I never dreamed of. And I just pray that God just handled the things that I mishandled at a time when I didn't know to do better.
Yeah. That's my prayer for me and my children as well.
Yes. Listen, if you are a parent and you want to be, you want us to join us in prayer, submit your names below. I will commit next week to calling your child's name out in prayer, because prayer is vital and is necessary. I would say this to any parent. Find a day where you can shut yourself down. And for most of us, my target audience is the religious community. For most of us, we fast. Let me make sure that you're clear on what fasting is. If you're just fasting without prayer, you're on a diet. Fasting shuts you down. It shuts your emotions down. Oftentimes, as women, we are extremely emotional creatures, and we live our life responding to our emotions. Fasting helps with your emotions. It quiets you down so that when you're praying, that you can hear the voice of God clearly. So I would say most parents, find a day of the week that you can set aside as your quiet day, your fasting day. If you're not used to fasting, just don't eat from 9 o'clock in the morning to noon, and let that time be a time where you just call out your child's name in prayer. Ask the Lord to keep and protect, and anything that's attached to them that would destroy them, for him to cancel it. There's a variety of prayers that you can pray over your child. Speak life over your child. Speak promise over your child. Don't tell your child that they are a disappointment, that they won't ever make it, that they are the cause of your pain and your suffering, your disappointment. Words hurt worse than a punch.
Yeah.
Don't let your child have to live through your own words. Always speak life. And if you can't speak life because of anger, say nothing at all. Words are powerful.
Yeah, and with that too, Bishop said something a couple Sundays ago.
She's talking about our pastor, who is the pastor at the gathering of Forestville. Shameless plug. We have services on Sundays. That's my boo. We have services on Sundays at 10 o'clock a.m. Our address is 7001 Belch Drive in Forestville, Maryland. If you work on Sundays and you can't make it out on Sundays, we have Bible study on Wednesdays at 7:30 and prayer on Fridays at 7:30. My bishop old school. We in church like every day of the week. So call, DM me. We might have a special service going on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. But let me tell you something. It's these services that has saved me from me on many days. So I am so grateful for his choices.
Okay. He said a couple Sundays ago, you have to be careful how you transfer your pain into your kids.
That's true.
And that resonated so much with me, because I remember when I was going through the baby daddy situation. And I was very angry and I was very bitter, because I'm like, I had these 3 kids and you just gonna leave me with these 3 babies like this? And so I would say things out of my anger and my frustration to them. And as I got older, because mind you, I was young, and I realized what I was doing, I had to tell them at some point, listen, those are my feelings, how I feel about your dad. Those don't have to be your feelings. Now they're at an age where they can see, the disappointment I'm not coming, or you waiting at the door and he doesn't show up. So now they're old enough to, have their own feelings and how they feel about the situation. And, I had to teach them, like, for a moment, they didn't like him. They didn't want to love him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you don't have to like him, but you do have to love him because he still is your dad. It was plenty of, Christmases, just, buying gifts and putting his name on it, or Christmas or cards for birthdays and all of those things. And they saw that. But I try to always remind them and teach them that you have to love him still. And that just showed growth in me as a mother, because I could have always still just been just bitter Nancy and just like, oh no, he left me, we ain't getting no child support and all those things, but it doesn't change anything.
It does not change anything. That is the truth. For me, I never talk bad about my kids' dads. I said this. I chose him, so if I talk bad about him, I'm really talking about myself. So I never said nothing bad. And let me tell you something, and you said it's so key. It does nothing. Mm-hmm. It does absolutely no good at all. And the only thing that we are looking for on a daily basis, a consistent basis, is what good can I produce from this day?
Yep, absolutely.
Listen, and look, life happens. Let me just tell you something. Life happens. But your kids are not your friends. They're not your best friends. Find somebody to vent to. Go in the bathroom. Talk to the shower. Write it in a journal. But your kids are not supposed to be a recipient of your venting. Mm-hmm. Let me just tell you, you're saving them. They are so young and fragile and vital that you are literally shaping and molding their mindset and their response to life. And you never know through life's difficult moments what you are producing in them. Mm-hmm. Listen, speak life. Parenting is wonderful. I enjoy being a parent. I do wish, though, that the grandchild came before the kids, but since that's not my reality, it feels good to have someone who will carry on your legacy.
Yeah, it does. I'm proud of my kids. I am so very, very proud of them. We have come a long way together as a family. My oldest one has made me very proud. He didn't want to graduate from high school. He did it. He didn't want to go to college. He did that. Yes. And he has now, his heart and soul is music. So I can say, but I can't say, but he has gone to a point where, we may be seeing him soon. Yes. Doing some music things. If he needs a singer, I got a little voice. I can run a little line.
I'm
trying to get on the track. I had him help me. I wrote this rap called "Rockin' for Jesus" one time, and he laughed me out so bad about it. But yeah, I did.
Let me hear one line of your rap.
It was just just rocking for Jesus, rocking for Jesus. That's what I was born to do. Rocking for Jesus, rocking for Jesus. That's what I was born to do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was the,
Yeah. Go Quetta. Go Quetta.
Yeah, that's what I was born to do. Rock for the Lord.
That's probably how she closed it out.
Yes, but yeah, I'm very proud of him and his accomplishments. He's worked very, very hard to get there. I'm very excited about the things that's getting ready to happen for him. Elijah, I'm excited about some things that's happening. I'm excited about Zoe graduating for next year.
Yes, Samaje graduates also.
So I'm like, we are going to pull out all of the stops for prom.
Yes.
So, you only get to send your girl to prom one time. I'm excited. She got a job.
Come on, job.
So visit my girl at Nando's in Gallery Place.
All right.
She starts tomorrow.
Come on, Zoe.
Yes, come on, Zoe, with the check, girl.
Yes.
So I'm so happy.
Zoe, don't forget to pay your tithes, baby.
We already talked about that. Pay your 10%. So she's excited about it. She's like, Mom, how do you do it? And I'm like, okay,
I love it. That's so good. Congratulations. If you can't relate to anything that Cinquetta and I have talked about today, and you are a parent who have, again, like I said earlier in the show, that's your strength. You've done it. You've mastered it. We need to hear your story. There are so many parents who are seeking answers and looking for a way to make Listen, it is a very difficult thing to try to parent a child that you feel like you can't relate to. And so, any story that you have that you want to share, use your social media platform for that. Have the heart of a parent. Let me tell you something. We all have them, and we all need something at some time. So, share your story. Be somebody else's answer. Again, as I said, parenting is a great, great, great gift. I enjoy loving them. I enjoy watching them grow. While I am not fond of their mistakes and their choices sometimes, I'm grateful that I'm still able to guide. I'm still grateful that I'm still able to be a voice in a safe place that they come back to. Parents, try to be your child's safe place. Don't push them away. Forgive them. They a child of you. If you can forgive yourself, you can forgive your child, and love them. They will only have one mother and one father. Love them until you can't love no more. Allow their love to stretch the capacity of your heart.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
And remember, after them, there was no handbook.
Baby.
It was after birth, so it's no rules to it. It's just, everybody is different. You have to, if you have multiple kids, what I've learned is that I can't parent Zoe the way I parent Elijah and
Truth.
JR.
Yes.
And they always compare, well, you didn't do this to Sam, or you didn't do this. And I'm like, but you're not him. He doesn't understand the way you do. So, yeah, everybody's different.
Thank you so very much for joining us for the parenting segment of the Lady Nakia Wright Show. I believe that our stories are changing lives and that we are somebody's answer. No matter what your truth is, truth saves. So I thank you for your authenticity. Thank you for joining me. And I was just excited about today.
Me too.
I was excited. So I only had, y'all, my followers are so shady. Because I only had one person submit their name for these lashes. Now, normally I have about 35, 40 names. So, Susan, you won the lashes today. And you better wear them and post them all over social media about how fabulous they are. And y'all gonna wish y'all put y'all names in this drawing for these lashes because I have them on. They're absolutely amazing.
Yes, they are. I almost put my name in, but I figured I said I'm disqualified.
No, you're not ever disqualified. Please. Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Tion Penn is going to be here. And he's going to be a cappella in the studios of WLVS. And he might let me be in the background with my voice singing a little background hymn. Yes, a background hymn. Y'all hear this? We'll be back in 60 seconds. Thank you. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright Show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright Show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be full of. Welcome back to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. Right now, you're going to see a special performance. We pulled him out of retirement, semi-retirement. You'll see the son of Pamela Brooks, who was a part of our Life Reimagined segment, doing a shout-out, a song for his brother, Amir Brooks, No Chase. I don't know what the name is. What's the song we're doing today?
I'm going to just sing something a cappella.
All right, he going to sing something a
I ain't got no
cappella.
tracks ready because I know you like to keep it clean on your show.
Yes, we like to keep it clean.
All right.
I'm going to be his manager for a week, so after today, if you want to hire him, come through me, okay? I got him. Thank you so much, Chion Penn. Take it away.
All right. It's called Daddy Loves You. Thinking about my life before you. So many nights I've prayed. Trying to maintain in a cold world. Sometimes I didn't want to stay, but I kept pushing on and doing what I had to do. 'Cause you gave me a reason to live when God blessed me with you. I didn't know how to love, and I felt so all alone. Lost in these streets and was playing a game, wondering how I'ma make it on my own. Then you changed the game, and life has never been the same. You're both too young to know better, but I promise you, and this from now until forever, that Daddy loved you from the bottom of my heart. Daddy loves you, and I pray we never part. I thought I'd write this song for you, 'cause ain't no man gonna love you as much as I do. That's it. That's
Yes! Come on now. He's singing to his boo in the studio. Let me tell you something. Thank you so much for joining us. And the Lady Nakia Wright, a life reimagined. Tia! Yes! We'll see you next Thursday at 8 o'clock. Until then, be blessed and speak life into somebody's life this week. Yes, thank you.
indeed.